Hey YouTube, it's good to be back, old school style, down on the table, and I'm excited to bring this video to you guys today because I'm working on the big shot. I'm on Seth Apter's creative team, and he invited me to come along and work on the product. And he said, I know you've probably never used it. And I'm like, I've never used it. And so he said, but that's a good thing because there's a lot of people who have never used it. So, you know, you can show this product as a new person to it and not necessarily one who already knows. So I like that idea. And for those of you who are just stumbling upon this channel because you're interested maybe in the big shot and you don't know anything about me as an artist, my name is Robin McClendon. I'm a mixed media artist, gel plate printer, mono printer, bookbinder, painter, and I wrote one of the best-selling books on gel printing for mixed media artists. So that's a little bit about me, but these, oh my goodness, I love Seth's iconography. His stuff is just great. I resonate with it. So I immediately knew that not only was it something I wanted to try, but I knew I wanted to use it. And I had a lot of ideas already how I wanted to use them. So these are the kits. I mean, look at that stuff. It's just good. So Seth, right? Here is some with letters, image, journal, journey, discover. These are some grids. Of course, I love circles. Many of you know that. You guys love circles too. And this is great. And then it's an embossing folder. This is so good. So, Seth and I were in Germany at Creative World together. I worked there with Jelly Arts. I'm an ambassador for their product, and I work directly with Color Stock, who is a major European distributor, and I work with them as well, and rep the products and stuff like that. So love Color World, love Creative World, love Color Stock, love Ara paints. You guys know we love those paints, and of course Jelly Arts, right? Well, Seth was there with Sizzix, and so a couple days into the show, got a break, ran up to see him, and he's working on this machine, and he's cutting out these pieces, and I'm like, oh my God, this is brilliant. I love them because I love his work, and particularly, my background is in printmaking. I taught book arts in the printmaking department at the Corcoran School of Art with the 4th year BFA students. So I bring printmaking to not only the gel plate monoprinting, but I bring it to this little machine because on our huge flatbed presses, we would do die cutting, you would do embossing, things like that on these big, huge platen presses. And I'm here again. Those things are incredibly expensive, so we're not going to be in everyone's studio. So I was excited to try this little machine the same way I was excited the first time I came across the gel plate, because I could immediately envision what I wanted to do with it. So in Germany, Creative World, Seth is showing me this product, and I'm just imagining what I want to do with it. So when he said, you want to be on the creative team, I'd love to have you. I'm like, I want to be there. So the company did send me this machine. I didn't purchase it. It was sent to me along with all of Seth's die cuts. I want to be upfront about that. This is a collaboration, and so these items were sent to me, but I am so excited to use them. So I immediately saw metal. When I saw these things, I'm like, oh my goodness, I want a metallic look. I knew that I had some copper flashing. This stuff is, actually it had paper on the back. I ended up taking the paper off a long time ago. I've had this a while. And I said, I could emboss that. That's copper. This is literally copper sheeting. And it's like flashing for roofs and stuff like that. And you get it in the hardware store. I haven't bought any in a while because I had some, but I'm sure it's still available. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna use the copper. And then I had, I've been on a building project, and so much stuff laying around from the builders, and this tape was laying around. And here again, this is like flashing, and it's a silver metallic. It's probably aluminum or something like that, and it's sticky. It has this is tape on the back, so you could use it with or without the tape. But I thought, okay, I want that. And then handmade papers work beautifully with this, so I thought, okay, I took some handmade paper and I painted them with the bronze. And then this is a inexpensive paper that I got on Amazon, but it's a really rich gold. And I'm always looking for inexpensive products so that, you know, those of you in my community, you know, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on, like, you know, a $20-something bottle of Goldens. We know we love it, but, you know, in the meantime, I think this was like $7 and it's been working beautifully. So, but these are 2 golds, and so I thought, okay, I want to work with that. And I have a project that I've been working on. It's one of my books. It's a part of my Red Road series, the Red Road. And this was one that I put together with all kinds of papers and stuff that I had. And I eco-stained it. I did a bundle and dyed it in a bundle. You can see it's so yummy. And so I wanted to finish this off. And I immediately saw the metallic. This is it's a piece of copper I already did, but I'll show you how to do it. I could just see these as metal strappings on this book to finish it off, and then also something here. So ideas are flowing. So before we get into working with it, I'll show you. I had some Braille paper, and I embossed it with a Seth's embossing plate. And look at that. I mean, just this idea of coded language. The Braille underneath his embossing plate, I just love that layer. It's really, very much like a palimpsest, you know, of just coded language over language. So I love that. Put the book up here. These are just a lot of different handmade papers. These are all papers I've made. Just different handmade papers that I'm trying on the plate. This is that. Also, I took a piece of cardboard and embossed that. Look at that. Oh, good. I mean, this has been stained, you know, and part of the eco-staining, eco bath. So, you know, you guys could just grab your papers and do that. I think that's just so organic. And then tracing paper. Love that. I feel like with the tracing paper, you know, you start getting layers. They can layer on top of some of the pages. So I could literally take just a section of it and glue that down and just get that wonderful texture on the pages. So I wanted to show you that. And even I had these old library cards, and I thought that they would look nice embossed. And put some of this on the floor, give myself some room. And this is some extra papers, so I can show you guys. I even took some and then took my Sumi ink and bled it on there. And I really like that because, here again, I'm using my book project as a focal point, because that helps me really when I'm working through stuff. But look at just how a bit of that down, you know, throughout the book. I mean, I just think this is just so good. I'll put it so you can see it. But just that grunge, but then that texture, oh, just really good. So I also had, here somewhere, I had a card that was already embossed. But anyway, we'll emboss some of these because these really are pretty cool. So, yeah. Oh, this is a piece of some old cardboard box. And you know how if you let it soak long enough, it separates. And this is just a piece that I would use as a collage element. But to have that embossing on there like that, and then kind of build up from there. Oh, I loved it. So let's get started. I'm going to show you also how you can take the tape, and this is, you know, in a really shiny form, and this is with some black matte paint that I put on there, and it really dulled it down and just gave it a different finish. So you can play around with your tapes that you get and change the finish of them as well. So let me get set up, and we are going to start working with the machine. Let's begin with the embossing folder. And now, once again, as I said, I'm new to this. Many of you probably already know how to use this machine, and so I'm hoping that I'm just inspiring you to see Seth's new designs and maybe think maybe working with them metallically, this sort of metal thing and the grunge and, you know, my style. So however, I'm sharing with you what I have found works with this embossing folder, and maybe part of it has been my fear that I didn't want to mess up my machine. So there seems like there's a number of ways that okay, so you have these elements. You have this platform, you have the thin die adapter, this is called, you have these two plates, and then you have whatever. So these four pieces are what goes on the flatbed. So those of you who are new to it, have never done it before, if it's something you want to try, you'll have these three pieces. Now, what's nice about it is it does tell you how to use the plates. This one is the 3D texture impressions. So that's the one that Seth has here, the textured impressions, multi-level embossing. So that's the same thing as, even though this one says textured impressions and it's a folder, and it says put the base down, which is this, and two of the plastic plates with this between it. I found that this particular one works with what's called the 3D textured impressions. Now those of you who work with this may be a no-brainer, and it was obvious to you. It wasn't as obvious to me when I first started, so I tried putting the two plates down. Thank God I had common sense and didn't try to push it through, because I'm thinking, oh my God, I think it's too thick. I might break the machine. But I knew from printmaking what type of pressure you should generally have underneath this little wheel that creates pressure there. So I was able to back off and make the adjustment. And then later on I noticed that this one says 3D textured and this is textured. And this is definitely 3D, because see, it says multi-level embossing folder, and you can see clear up. It's like several layers there. So this is definitely the thicker one. So if that helps anyone, it sure helped me. Okay, so for the embossing folder, that means we just do the standard platform. We get rid of those two, and we'll have the embossing folder, whatever we're going to put between it, and then one of the plates. So let's start off with the card. So I'm going to do it so that the impressions on the top here like comes through my my card, so I see the language. So you simply take your platform, you put this down on there, you take one of your plates. Now the other thing I noticed about the plates is that there is an edge that's sort of a lead edge to take you into the plate. See, it's kind of at an angle. And in my thinking, it meant that have that going in underneath the roller bar, because it's going to make it easier for the plate to start moving underneath. So there again, for those of you who've never done it, like myself, that was all important things for me to really think about. So now, as you start going, just hold it really tight, and you're going to kind of push it until you hear it snap underneath this bar. If you've never done it before, it's gonna feel like maybe it's gonna break, but it's not. And then it's very easy to move it through. Okay. So, and here we have it. I love it. So there again, that texture is right there. I think it's so cool. And then we'll come back and I'll show you. You can even take some of the, like the metallic wax, you know, and you can age things a little bit. So we'll play with that in a little bit. So how do I do the metal? Let's take some paper. So some of the paper I'm gonna take through here, and some of it I want to cut. So let's just I want to use the die cuts on it. So I'm just going to take a piece here again. You can see it's just handmade paper. I just painted it with the gold. And let's put it in there. And this is really going to give it a nice metallic look. And I was just so excited to use this to kind of get these metal effects. Like in my books, for my covers, inside the actual, you know, the pages of the book. I just found that really, really exciting. Okay, so here we are with, oh yeah, look at that. Handmade paper does really good because it's so moldable. Look at that. I mean, it just looks like a piece of metal. I mean, even if you built up a book cover and you started working from there with it and that became a background, but also just in collages, just these little elements in collage, this little metallic kind of vibe. Oh, I love it. So that's with the metallic. Let me show you with some of the, I'm going to save some of this to cut the die cuts with too. Let's just take a piece of it. This has a little bit of tar on the back of it, and the first time I did it I didn't pay attention to that, and I transferred some of the tar into my plate and had to spend time cleaning it off. So, but that's only because this stuff comes with a backing, and I actually took the backing off. But I did it a long time ago, so it was already off by the time I came to this process. So that's why I'm gonna back this on here so that it doesn't transfer any more of that sort of tar onto what I'm doing. But it's so thin, it'll be able to take the weight of both pieces. Okay. Okay. Once you get it started, you're good. Here we are. Look at that. And that actually made 2 layers. And it's funny because it's going to stick because of that sticky on the back. And I like that. Oh, that's kind of cool. To actually take the tape and put it on paper and get this multi-level. Oh, I love that. Wow. Okay, so that's how we can get this metallic. Let's do that with, this is how I start working. I start like getting these ideas. Keep that here. Let's do that with the metal tape, because this stuff is sticky. Here's my tape. So let's just take a piece and cut it. And then let's take something kind of funky, like maybe some brown paper. Have some over here. And that'll go through. I'll just cut it a little bit. So let's go ahead, since this is a tape, I'm gonna take this off, the backing. And this stuff you get at the hardware store, so you're good. It's like an aluminum. So let's go ahead and put that down. So it is actually a metal. And then let's get this inside of the folder. And how cool would this be to actually then take this and then take it and put it in our bundles. Ooh, when we go to stain, then everything would stain, include that metal. It probably will oxidize, I would think. Okay, so let's put that there. Once again. Just kind of, in the beginning, you just got to hold it a little tight just to get it started, and then it's fine after that. Oh, yeah, oh, I love it. Look at that. That's good too. So that tape is sticking right down there nicely. You could really do this with any tape. Yeah? Like that. I'm liking what that's doing. So we could literally take, I don't have my wide tape here. My wide black tape. I should have some, but it's not here right now. So let's just take, let's have fun. That's what this is all about. This is how I work in my studio anyhow. Like I'll work and then I'll have one idea and then I have the next idea. And I'm gonna leave a little bit of white space in between it because I just want to see what it's gonna do. Like this kind of idea of striping. You know? This is how my mind works when it comes to things like this. So let's go ahead and just put that down. I mean, you could literally use any kind of tape, right? At this point, we could use, what is it? You know, masking tape, any of them. Okay, so let's put that down. And let's put our plate back on top. And then come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh, I love it. Look at that. And I've actually run it back through twice. Let's just do that because sometimes I'll leave it longer like that and then flip it and run it through again. Just to kind of get layers, some layers to it. Okay. There you go. So that'll give us, so then you see you'll start getting these sort of double layers and print, kind of over print, which I absolutely love. So that's a fun piece to work with too. Just think of bits of it, and then also if this gets stained or we rub sort of this rub and buff over it. So there's a lot of ideas there. Okay, so you can tell I love this embossing folder, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it to the side. So I'm gonna put that there. And then this is gonna go on top. And here again, I'm gonna use my little tape. I know. I just don't want it to move. You probably say, Robin, you don't have to do that. All of you guys who are pro, but I just want to make sure it doesn't go moving around the place. Okay, so, and I have it facing up so that it'll come through the top of the plate. Make sure that little edge is down. Okay. Oh, this is good. Look at these numbers. This whole thing is like magic to me. I love it. It's crazy. I'm late to the party. I don't know. Okay. So there we have it. I mean, just look how cool this is as an element. I just love it. So you have it, you know, that piece can be used. And then it has a bar along the bottom, but you could definitely cut the numbers off and use them individually. So I really love that about it. And once again, I feel like Seth has built like this incredible amount of flexibility into his designs. Oops. So let me show you what I'm thinking about doing. Just have all these cool elements, but we could go on and on, of course, but I just wanted to introduce you to his products and let you see me working with it as I'm new to all of it. So I might be doing some things that can seem pretty funny to you guys. I'm okay with that because I'm just having fun. So, but this book I've been working on and is a part of what I'm calling my Red Road series. And I'll show you, this is one that I've already done. I'm still putting the final touches on it, but these are all papers that I stained in my stain vat, my vats and everything, and then I've added some other elements, of course, some of my paints, this is a wood block that my daughter-in-law carved for me for Mother's Day, and I love it. She's an artist too, but look at that. I love that. So that became another element in the book. I'm still putting words and stuff into it, but it's sewn in to this leather backing, but I've sewed it in a way that the stitches don't come through on the outside because I really love this leather, and all the books are going to have a bit of this in it somewhere, even if it's not the cover. So this one right here is a part of this same series, and so I had the idea that I wanted to I had two ways I was thinking about it. Either, okay, that is definitely going on the front. I love it. Just right over this whole piece of tape and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I'm going to use the Giotto. This piece had just been taped on when I put it in the dye bath because sometimes I don't know if I'm going to take things off or whatever, but I decided I was going to keep this on. So I just wanted to put some of the Giotto because we know that really does an amazing job. And then I'm going to take this element. Sorry, my jacket's making all kind of noises here. It's the button. Sorry about that. Let's get that out the way. So I'm going to put that, I think I'm going to do it like this. How do I want to put it? Oh, I want to do it like that. So I'm going to just go ahead and put, you could definitely use, what is it, PVA. You can use a spray glue, depending on how you want to work with the pieces. This handmade paper is going to be fine with this, with the Giotto, so we're good. Okay, like that. So let's go ahead and do that, and then let me just take something that will allow me to just press on this so I'm not spreading glue around, and I can wipe some of it off. Just wanted wanted to show you how I was actually using it. Like, I wanted to not only show you the product, but really show you how in my mind's eye I saw these pieces working into my art. So right there we have that piece on the front. Oh, I love it. It's just perfect. It's just like it's supposed to be there. And then these pieces, you could take and do the whole spine. You could cover the whole spine with it, like that. Or, because this is sort of more grunge, I think what I'm going to do is take strappings and cut them so that I can keep, I really kind of still want to see all of that on the side of this book. So in order to do that, we're going to cut. I'm going to cut like this. And this will be one. I think I'll trim that off. So I'll have one strapping that's going to go here. Plus I feel like it'll look really very much really organic. And then we'll get another one. And what I want to do, I haven't quite done this before, so I'm going to do this right here with you guys. I'm going to use a little bit of my Montana acrylic marker because it dries matte, and I really like that. And I want to get a little bit of grunge on there. So get a little bit of this ink. I mean, it's a paint. What I like about it, it's matte. So let's just try rubbing it a little bit on the, and then rubbing it off. Yeah. It's funny because you can really get it come off. And against the paint that's already down here, of course, I'm almost buffing it now. Okay, that's good. So I really like the way that just knocks it back. So when I go to put it down, I feel like it works, yeah. It works much better with, move this over here, with what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and do that, do some more. Okay. But you can use any paint, anything that you already have that you feel will essentially do the same thing. So let's just get a little bit. And let's just start. And then just come back, and this is a baby wipe I'm using. Because it's on top of this metal, it's not seeping into the paper. So it's giving me a chance to, you know, to really wipe it off, which is nice. I love this embossing. Boy, this is good stuff. Hope you guys can see me there. Okay, so that's one strapping that'll go nicely there. And I'm gonna do this other one. Same thing, don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. Okay. Okay, this is good. Like that. Okay, so I think those are good. Okay. Put it there. Get that out the way so I don't. And you literally could do the same thing with any of these, like those little pieces there. did I just do with, I said I want to get it out the way, and I really put it away, didn't I? Let me, so even like this aluminum tape, can do the same thing. You can also, of course, color the tape, do this on the tape before you print it, but doing it after allows it to go down into crevices and stuff and just give it that sort of aged silver look. So see how nice, just dabbing a little bit just takes it back and just gives it, you can see it better on the gold compared. See, it just kind of gives it that sort of finish that gives you the look of silver. Okay, so let's move back to my book here. I want to finish this with you guys. So this is the kind of strapping I'm going to do as a finish. And it's a style that I do often with my books. And so what I want to do though is I want it to have a square backing so that it actually comes across the top. It's basically the width of my book, and then it's a good way just to control the way that spine is going to fold like that. So that and this, and then that would be the dimension. So see, so I've made this little bit like that, almost, and it's very much the way you would do with a metal, this up here, with metal. If it were a piece of metal, you would make it so that that hinge folds, right? And it just finishes it off cool. So it's a piece there, bit there, and then that off. That's some stuff that was in my paper. I don't want it there because it'll cause, it'll come off at a point and it'll make the book a weak spot there. Okay, let's put this on. So, one there. Oh yeah, this is good. Just as I had imagined. So you want to just get it square. So it's going to open. I'm going to let it dry, but when it opens, it's going to allow the movement of the book. So the book can still expand. We're still going to be able to open it, but when it's done, it gets this look to it. So it really gives the look of metal. So I'll come back with the other one done, and we'll finish up. Okay, so I'm back to finish up. Oh my goodness. I was looking at all my wonderful pieces that I'm going to be using in different, like I'm going to keep on working through this book with a lot of these pieces because I just really feel like it's so simpatico. But I love it. That's good stuff. I mean, I feel like this is perfect, like it was supposed to be on this little book. And these pieces done with the handmade paper, they'll be nice and strong, and it's still what you call it. It's kind of like a hollow spine. You see how when you open up, you can see down there? You can see straight through to the bottom. So it creates a hollow spine. So you don't put glue on that part. You just put it on the parts that are going to connect to the book, and it creates sort of a finished binding. It really gives like an old world binding. And in this case with the metals, I instantly was seeing this idea of like locked hinges, you know, that you see on books sometimes, the brass ones, and it really just gives that feeling to it. And we just did with handmade paper, Seth's embossing folder, and then of course these dies. I think that's just perfect. And with the markings that were already on there from some jelly prints that I had done with markers and Sumi ink. And then this all went through the dye bath. We do a lot of the dyeing and staining over there on Patreon. And so this all went into a dye bath, all the books, and then this is what I'm left with. So I love it. So these elements, good stuff. I can't wait to continue to work with them. I think this is just so good. I mean, there's just so much you can do with these. But that's my contribution to Sizzix and Seth Apter's new designs in collaboration with the company. And I'm happy to have been a part of his design team and just kind of bring to you guys my ideas about how I will continue to work with this product, because there's just so much good stuff with these designs, and just working little elements and bits and pieces into our work and into collages. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this this segment here, and yeah, I'll see you again for the next pause. Love you guys. Bye-bye.